Happy Friday. It's an exciting day. It's a little scary day. This is potentially a disaster today, as far as what we're doing cookie wise. But how are you, friends? How's your Friday looking? Is it springy? I guess tomorrow's the first day of spring officially, right? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling the springiness? Or are you still tired from uh, the daylight savings change? I love how light it is outside. Late at night, it's the best. Get to do things longer, later, outdoors. I'm enjoying that part. It's worth it. I don't like the change in autumn though. That's not my favorite. When it gets like pitch black at like 5 o'clock at night or whatever. I like this change a lot better. It's very, I think it might rain today though, which is really good for here. I always love the rain so much. And the other thing, it's my dad's birthday today. Yeah, my dad's big birthday. So that's exciting. I get to see my dad. You like dark mornings? Is it dark mornings right now? I don't even know. I don't wake up early enough to see if it's dark or not. Happy Friday. Fireplace is still going strong. Wow, cold. Our trees are all popping with all the blossoms. They're just covered in popcorn. Yay, happy birthday to my dad. Yeah, it's great to have him live so close by so we get to celebrate with him. And and the other thing, I mean, I see him a lot because we play pickleball together a lot with the kids. So we get to play pickleball a lot later. We get to play till like 7:30 now, which is exciting for me. I know I live a very exciting life. Hey, Danae, how are you, girl? How you doing? So good to see you, always. I'm a little nervous about today's experiment. I've never done it. It's just something that's been marinating in my head. I don't know if anybody's done it. I should have looked that up to see if someone's done it, see if this is like a total disaster waiting to happen. But today, yeah, I know you guys have probably seen videos of like paint pours. They're so like satisfying to watch. It's where people just get acrylic paint and they pour it on a canvas, and it's the way the colors move and stuff. It's really, really just satisfying and relaxing. Good morning, Cheryl. Overcast, yeah, and cool, but it's sunny day. Yeah, us here too. Hello, Pia. Look who's talking. So I have some just icing that I have left over. So it's not, I wish I had more colors because, you know, that's kind of the whole point. But I have, what, 5 colors here to experiment with, which should at least tell us if this is like possible or even somewhat cute. I don't know. This might be hideous. I don't know. But I figure royal icing is pretty similar to paint. So I'm thinking it will behave pretty similarly as a acrylic paint pour, but we're about to find out. This could be real ugly. I got some scissors. I got my flood icing. So I think we'll flip to our little overhead shot. Ooh, what? Look at you. You probably won't want a split screen because I'm going to shift over. So you probably just want the overhead. But, well, I'll do this part first. So I'm just going to massage my little bags of icing so that they're all nice and not separated or anything. So I did some St. Patrick's Day cookies the other day. So I have some. What are you making to add it more food? I just have a flood. I'm not adding anything to it. Hopefully it's about the right consistency because acrylic paint's really thick and they do add a medium to make it like thinner, cool and breezy, but sunny after days of rain. Yay! That sounds nice. These are perfect days to go on bike rides. I went on quite an adventurous bike ride yesterday. It was just enough to be like a little bit scared for my life, you know, but not enough to be like really in danger. was like riding along a little tiny bike trail over like a sheer drop to like a creek down below. It's the best kind of bike ride where you are a little bit in fear of your life, but not too much. Does it? Have you done it, Annette? I need to hear. Tell me the ways. Give me some tips. I'm flying blind. Yeah, so I'm hoping it's about the right thickness to work. So I have some green, St. Patrick's Day green left over, some yellow, some white, and some aqua, and a navy and black. Who knows? So I've just put some cookies over my little tray so it'll catch any drops, because that's the whole idea, right? It overflows the canvas and the colors kind of move around together. So we'll see. Are you nervous? Okay, so I think they're all massaged and ready to go. I've seen paint pours done so many different ways, like they pour it so differently. Most of the times I've seen it where they pour it into the cup and then they just dump it onto their canvas. Sometimes they actually add the color right onto it. So I think we'll try both ways. I think the first one we'll try into the cup. Good morning, Delma. It has been a while. How are you doing? We're good. Yeah, it's probably going to be pretty messy, but that usually equals fun as well. I got a little icing on my hand. As a cookier, I still can't stand being sticky. I should be getting over that by now after doing this for 10 years, but no, it's still like, I can't handle it. All right, so I'm gonna open these up a little bit more. Good, good. Okay, I'm gonna open these up. These colors will be interesting. I have some Nata cookies and some regular cookies. Sometimes I find that the texture of Nata cookie, and this might happen on this one in particular, is a little bit too different than a cookie to work for some techniques. Have you noticed that? Most of the time, Nata cookies work great for all kinds of experimenting, but like doing like just a brushing of icing doesn't work. So it's going to be interesting to see how it kind of comes off the edges of this Nata cookie as opposed to how it will run off of a regular cookie. So we'll go to the overhead cam. I'm going to scooch over here. Let's start with some navy. I don't know. And this is a lot smaller canvas, obviously, than a regular canvas would be. I've never even done a paint pour, so this is an experiment in many ways, right? And what I've seen is it really doesn't matter. I've seen people where people like really are very careful about how they pour, and then it's really random. So it's kind of like just we're flying by the seat of our pants. Hello, Eliana. All right, so I got some colors. I have heard that there can be bubbles, but I don't think that matters as much with icing as it would with paint. And a lot of people use blow torches and stuff. We're not going to get that fancy. So, okay, I got my random cup of icing here, and we're just going to pour, right? Has anybody done a paint pour? I feel like it's going to be a lot of white. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm worried it's like going to just, I don't know. Maybe I'll turn it as I'm pouring. Maybe that'll be more interesting, right? Okay. So we're pouring. I'm just getting a lot of light blue and white. Oh, I'm seeing the yellow come through. It's interesting. I'm not seeing the navy. That was the bottom one. So the colors are actually mixing a bit in the cup as it's pouring out, which is really interesting. They're not coming out in such separate ways. So we might want to do the dropping paint pour method where you're actually adding the color to the cookie rather than in a cup. Hello, Susan. I am well. How are you? So I'm going to just tilt it, my canvas, right? So I don't love how the colors mixed in the cup before they came out. So we're going to try the other method. I sort of want it to go over the edge, but I don't want to get messy. Oh my gosh, that's my own issues though. It kind of looks cool though. It's interesting. Not totally hideous, right? Just a little hideous. Okay, so this one, I've seen the pour method where you actually pour it right onto the canvas without. So we're gonna try that one. I think it'll work a little better on cookie. It's such a small canvas, you don't have a lot of space to move. I'm gonna put like almost like a full flood of navy. And let's pour in some yellow. Okay, that's interesting. So this is almost like regular decorating, but we're gonna do some tilting here. Maybe some green, we'll see what happens. Okay, and then what I've seen on the pouring is they kind of like run some, like a stick through some of the colors, and then they just tilt it. And they go over the edge on that. So I'm just gonna pick up the whole tray and see how that works. It might slide around. I think I'm gonna have to get over the stickiness issue and just and just get sticky, right? Here we go. I said this might get messy. I think I gotta commit to that now. Come on, gravity, do your work. The other part is like, okay, once I'm done with the pour, I guess running just like a scribe tool around the edge would be a good cleanup. Or how will the royal look on the edges, right? Maybe a thinner flood too, I wonder. Like I said, this is just an experiment. Who the heck knows what's happening? Okay, that's interesting. I like that. It looks a lot like kind of like marbling. I like how the colors stayed in their own little cells, and stayed together. A little shimmer might be fun in there too. I wonder if I could do, the kind of metallic glaze that you can do. I wonder if that would make an interesting layer in there too. You've seen where they do a thin flood of paint first and then do the cup pour. Oh yeah, yeah, that's interesting because that would move differently. I think if I thinned this out more, it might move a little bit better. But let's try on an actual cookie and see what happens there. No matter the results, this is actually really very fun to do. I want to try black on this one. We're gonna go a little dramatic. The black is kind of thick though, so this might affect it too. Look how nice my cookie sheet is. Isn't that beautiful? Don't look at the cookie sheet. I see people with beautiful cookie sheets. I'm like, how do they stay that way? What's the secret of that? Okay, random this time. Just whatever, right? I feel like it just moves so much that it doesn't really matter what you do with it. This looks like a specific flag, a country flag with the black, green, and yellow to me. Which flag is that? Colors look cool together. Okay, well, should I drag my... I think this kind of breaks up the colors a little bit. I like that, so... I feel like it's a little too thick to actually just pour like the paint does, like where it's just really viscous and like moves around really well and overflows it. I guess I could overflow it. I don't know. This is all trial and error. Have you seen those ones where they like put it in the cup and then they pull the actual ring of the cup off and then it just like overflows the cup onto it? And then I've seen things where they put like a grid or something, or like if they put this on top of the canvas and then the paint would avoid those parts and kind of make cells that way. It's really, if you've never watched a paint pour video, it's super, super interesting. You think that'll work? Mm-hmm. Mr. John just put in a suggestion here. He brought me a spray bottle, a mister. I wonder if that would work if I just sprayed it right onto the icing right now, but I don't think so. It would probably have to be with individual colors mixed, so we could try that. I wish I had some wipes. You have some wipes, Mr. John, to deliver me? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's too thick. So a regular, this is a pretty thin flood, but it's still too thick to really move the way that I'm imagining. And I'm wondering if corn syrup, also adding more corn syrup to it, so it's more of a glaze consistency, because glaze tends to move around quite a bit. It reminds me of other crafts I've done with like with paper, where you do the shaving cream foam with the colors dropped in, and then you put the paper in it, and you pull it out. It reminds me of that kind of, where it looks more marbled than anything. Okay, let's try Mr. John's suggestion. So we're going to thin it out, which I think will help a lot with the way it moves. Okay. I feel like a mad scientist. So that's what they do on the paint pours. They take each color and they mix it with a what is it? What do they call it? A pouring medium, I guess is what it's called, which just makes the paint thinner. So we'll see how that goes with our icing. This looks really liquidy now, loose. I guess it would have probably helped if I'd done a paint pour too. Good morning, Kim. How are you? Okay, we got a thin navy. We'll do a thinned out green. Yeah, this is going to be a messy experiment, I figured. Okay, got a nice thin. I'm liking this. This feels like this will move a lot more than the flood. And we'll do yellow. Clear up some of my green. I think kids would really dig this experiment, this method of decorating. Okay, that looks good. Any other colors? We'll do black too, because that's really dramatic and fun, and it definitely is thicker. So this is almost like a lettering consistency. And now it's nice and floody. Okay. The interesting part about this too is none of these cookies are going to look the same. You can never like recreate the same cookie. A lot like marbling. So you gotta just let it go. All your perfectionist tendencies. It got really bubbly. Look at that big bubble. Which actually might be interesting. Sometimes bubbles do really interesting things with the icing. So we'll leave it, right? Okay, so we got our cookie here. I'm thinking, because it mixes in the cup, we'll just do the paint pour directly from the individual colors, because I didn't like how they all ran together in the cup. They kind of mixed before I could even get it on the cookie. So we'll just pour onto the cookie. Yeah, this is moving really nicely. This is cool. I'm liking this. If nothing else, it's really fun to watch what it does, you know. My cookie's not totally flat, so that's going to be interesting. We'll just go back in order. Woohoo! Maybe I'll start pouring over here. I went the opposite direction. Okay, I think it doesn't matter, does it? It really doesn't. Wow. I love that the colors are staying separate, but really like moving now with the thinner flood. I wonder if I should tilt it at this point. Yeah, that moves. That's nice. Ooh. Okay, that's more like it. That was fun. I would highly suggest this for extra icing as a meditative experiment. It'd be neat because it would just do different things every time. Just watching this one's really flat. This will be interesting too. Let's try it. Let's see how it goes on a nata cookie. Now that I'm okay. So I'm going to be more random, I think. That's all I have of green. Should have mixed more thin. Because now I just want to play with it with this. Let's see. A Firebird. Oh, and Fantasia. Oh, good question. I think if you just look up videos, they'll all be there. I wonder if, I think if you just searched in videos specifically for the feature Friday, I think they'd all pop up there in one spot. It's a good idea. I don't think I've hashtagged everyone, which would have been really good. That would have been an easy way to find them all. Oh, random drips, drip, drip. Okay, now I'll tilt, I think. I think running it through with the McGoo's stick would kind of break up the way they move a little bit more. we'll do that too. I guess you could catch the drips on the other cookies beneath too. That would be even another layer. Okay. That is fun. Was it that black that time? Could add some black. I don't know. Kind of like it without black, but we'll. It's not a lot of control in this. I'm sure you could do things that would add a little more control to it, but I think that's kind of part of the fun is that it does, whatever it wants to. Okay, so our first cookie here is kind of crusted over. I think what I would do on a regular cookie, I would just run my little tool right around the edge and just clean up the edge a little bit, especially if it was unevenly overflowing. I think if the sides were evenly, coated, that would be cool to keep it there. But at least on my cookies, it came out really like random. So that's really easy to just run your tool right along the edge and just clean up that little extra. That one was pretty. The cookies, I feel like it didn't stick on the cookies so much on the side as much. It's a lot. So again, that texture of the not a cookie kind of affected it a little bit as far as how the sides ended up looking. Kind of cleaner on a regular cookie. It didn't stick so much. But interesting results. I kind of thought it might be a little wild and woolly. So I think the key, if you're going to do it, is you're going to get messy, first of all. Second, go thinner. Go like this is like a 0 count flood that ended up moving a lot better. So you don't want a regular flood. You want like super, super thin flood. And that, just have fun. I feel like it was a really just relaxing kind of a thing. Messy, but I don't know. And different colors would obviously look super different and move differently and work differently together. But yeah, if you have icing and you want to play, I give it a thumbs up. Do a little meditative royal pouring. If you're having a stressful day, guaranteed it's gonna make your day better. Thanks, friends, for hanging out with me, trying out this experiment today. It was something I just kept thinking. I'm like, I just am curious about how that'll work. I feel like it worked. I would like to see it with different colors. But yeah, I feel like it ends up looking a lot like a dip would do, which is a lot tidier. It was fun. I'm glad you had fun, Brenda. I did too. So yeah, interesting. I think it would be a very good kids project. I mean, it has all the elements you'd want: messiness, edible, tasty, um, you know, all those things. It would keep them busy for a while too. So we'll see you Monday for our little Magoo Minute chat. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'm gonna go for a bike ride before it rains because it is a lovely day. Happy spring tomorrow. It's officially spring tomorrow. Happy birthday to my dad today. And have a fantastic weekend, friends. It's always fun to chat. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit on your Friday. And you have a lot of places to go and things to do, or maybe not. I don't know, but it's fun for us to hang out. I always look forward to it. That was your first thought, fun with the kids? Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Say it's a science experiment. Say like how the colors work together, or how I don't know. There's science is everything, right? It's everywhere. A little science cookie science. It's a good combination. So we'll see you Monday, and in the meantime, have a delicious day.